What's up, Go to Ones? Frank from the Go to Guild here, checking out Kick. Not to be confused with the streaming platform. We're going to check out their website, give them some feedback, and see how well they communicate what they do. If you want us to do this for your website in more depth, check out gotoguild.com. But let's check this out. Self-driving bookkeeping. Daily bookkeeping for the modern business owner. Minimize your audit risk and only pay when you save. Now, I've actually used a bunch of different bookkeeping services at different times. A lot of them are pretty expensive. It's like $200-300 a month, and all of them seem to have people in the background kind of categorizing your expenses. There seems to be some software that they use to make that easier for them. But this approach is definitely different. So I guess this is focused on getting people to do the taxes themselves. I'm just giving you some tools to make it easier. Um, so that's cool. This is something I have some experience with. I use Bench. I've checked out Pilot. So I do have a good base to understand it. Um, Audit risk is definitely important. So having all your expenses categorized and the reasons and all that is what I'd expect out of the product. I'd expect some tools for processing consistent expenses, so you only have to do it once, and then you kind of set it and forget it. So those are things I'll be looking for. There isn't, you can't really see the preview of the actual app on the hero, which is generally what we like to see. That would make it a little bit easier for me to just click and get early access and sign up right away. The concept I'm with, and I think the copy is pretty simple. I believe, do I know this founder? I think I might. I forget where I saw this, but yeah, I saw it somewhere, and this is definitely something I would use. So for judging on the hero, I would give the hero 8.6. I think it communicates what they do pretty well. Design is pretty simple, and they give you kind of the key points. I think the only thing missing is maybe a little bit of social proof they could put at the top, and also a little bit of the user experience of a couple features or something about the app that makes it easy for me to say, this is for me. Um, that's the only thing that's really missing, but what the heck? So what do I want to see for the rest of the page?
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
I want to know what the pricing is, because a lot of times these things are expensive. Um, Two, I want to know if it's fully, is it fully just like a software package, or are there humans involved? Um, are there people on Kick's side that also double check some of this stuff? Um, and obviously, I understand how that can affect the price. But what I'm assuming is that there's not people involved in this process. I'm assuming they're going the route of, we're just giving you software to make it easier, get your receipts, get your reasoning. So if you had a business dinner, you can justify it, all that type of stuff. I'm assuming that's what the app is going to show. So I'm going to want to see that. And then I also want to see some testimonials. I want to see some case studies from people who've shifted from maybe using some of those type of services or having a full-time accountant that does everything, does all of these things, to doing most of it themselves, and what kind of cost savings they are. Because I think this is mostly about cost savings, but this might be having a better understanding of your business and being more deeply ingrained in it. Might be better for those reasons. Some founders might be interested in that part. So I want some testimonials or case studies that drive home that point. Um, yeah, so let's see what they got. So scrolling down, we got the view of the app. So these are some transactions. Oh, it's a GIF. Okay, let's see you.
Okay.
So we got an expense, internet money. What is internet money? I don't know what internet money is. What Did, who did you meet? Purpose. Yep. So this is stuff like if you get audited, you can just literally just print out all this stuff. It's like here, sucker. Try to audit me. On my stuff. Oh, internet money is an entity. So I can see that on the left side. Okay. Now I see a little I get okay, I kind of get what they're talking about. I if I was doing this demo, I would change internet money to some type of business name that's easy to understand. Because that's just a waste of someone's mental energy to try to figure out what these things mean. Um, cool. So you have your list of expenses from different cards, categorize them, add in all these details. That's cool. I do like that this GIF is a little bit slower than normal. I think a lot of people go way too fast on these, and it's a little distracting. Less risk, more savings. Minimize your audit risk and average 15K a year.
Come on, don't bullshit me.
15K a year. Come on. Tell me how. You gotta break that down. So there's a little note. So can we click on that? So maybe it's further down the page, but I don't know if I believe that just yet. That would be something to put. If that's true, I would put that in a hero. Um, but that matters. 15K is a lot. Auto categorization, nice. Personalization, yes. Categorize future transactions. Yep, I like that. Apps that kind of build on top of past work. That's kind of a, I guess, like a network effect of sorts. So if you get more value out of the product, the more you use it. That makes you locked in a little bit more. I don't know if that's technically called network effects. I guess it's just lock in, data lock in. I wouldn't call that network effects necessarily. But maybe you do if you have like multiple people using this at the same time. You got a couple employees. Receipt matching, nice. No deduction left behind. That's important. Maybe they can surface opportunities for deductions that you might not think about. Home deduction is like an obvious one that people do. Real financial confidence, kickback, kickback. I see you. I see what you're up to. Accurate financials, profit and loss. Yep, these are things that make bench and others interesting because you can really see how things are going and where the money's flowing from. It'd be nice if you could kind of, yeah, I guess you could make it a little bit more granular with these different entities, I guess. So I see what they're doing. Cool. Monitor spending, unlimited accounts. The design of this is pretty simple, um, but I like it. The the way they've just moved things around, so it's not just block after block after block. Even though these two sections are kind of the same, it's still visually. Okay. Spam calls all day long. Recording live from Paris. Okay. Um, cool. Dashboard looks good. $10 million. Wow, that is a lot of cheddar.
$50 million?
Hundreds of business owners. So here's, I guess, the testimonial part. Brandon Schlichter. No idea who you are. Don't care. I'm amazed how much Kick simplify. I hate this side scrolling thing. At least it does stop. I'm amazed how much Kick simplifies my business finances. That's an okay quote. That doesn't really, like, I need something more specific. Kick delivers peace of mind and it even pays for itself. Oh, that's okay. Juliana Crispo. Hey. Is that? That's probably where I know this from. Is this probably Conrad? I think this is Conrad's app. Shout out to Conrad, great founder. Um, already orders a magnitude better than other accounting options. These are okay quotes. Oh, Sean Puri. He cleaned up my financial mess, saved me 30K in 30 minutes. That is actually a great quote. Um, Sean Puri is an amazing one to have because he's creating content for basically all your customers. So if you get a deeper quote, like I'd rather cut all these out and just have one deeper quote that goes into a little more depth, even like a mini case study of like, okay, this is what I was using before. This is why I needed this. Afterwards, this is what my business looked like. And I ended up saving 30K because of like really make it a little more granular. Um, Basically, that quote could do it. Would be the best selling point of all this. Bookkeeping that pays for itself. Okay, so it's like early access, so I guess they don't have pricing page or anything up yet, which is a little frustrating. Because this is accounting is important. I mean, there was a YC startup that did accounting and told people they would do all their bookkeeping, and they screwed up the books for a lot of people. That story definitely has not been told publicly. But my God, they really screwed up a lot of people's taxes, and it has pretty serious effects. So um, this seems to be like an interim thing, but to trust, well, to trust someone with accounting, like you really need to have your stuff together, and you need to prove it a little bit. So I feel like obviously this is probably like an early stage business. But that pricing is going to be important um, eventually. And I think the only thing that's really missing is like better understanding and case studies of like what people are doing with this, how much they involved their actual accountant in this process. That's not totally clear to me. Um, but from what I'm seeing, this is how most people want to handle their books. They don't really want an account just to outsource that whole thing. That people want to be involved in the finance of the company because it's a core piece of your business. Um, this is cool. In terms of the whole page, I think it's pretty solid. I think there's a little bit of marketing around what the product, what the methodology is around the product that needs to be communicated, if that makes sense. So understanding why it's important to have this granular level of control um, and categorizing your expenses early on, what the audit risk is, probably a little bit of fear mongering, to be honest, about what that can do to a business. Um, I've seen a lot of companies that have been born out of kind of a really frustrating legal scenario. And I've been saying this a lot in my thesis. And if I was going to really start a fund, it would be focused on compliance. And compliance is the one area where there's always changing laws. And those changing laws provide risk to businesses, and businesses want to minimize that risk. So they need people who create technology that insulates them from that risk. Um, and it's typically only companies that are going to succeed care about that risk, right? So kind of forces good habits onto companies that will succeed and then continue using that service because the risk is to take that out and then open yourself up to whatever that legal liability is. So I'm a big fan of products in this field. I invested in one in the liquor compliance world called Tipple. This one looks amazing too. Oh, so they have the note. Average self-driving bookkeeping user saves an estimated 15,000 in taxes in the 2021 tax year. Very cool. Whew. Something that made me sneeze. Damn. Um, yeah, so it's a pretty solid score. Kick website is kick.co. Damn good domain name. Yeah, check them out. Seems like amazing business. One I will definitely sign up for. As always, go brush your teeth, walk in the corner. Check out gotogill.com. Get yourself some product marketing feedback from yours truly. You can rock some new nails, pacosnails.com. You want a nice t-shirt, Gaza Seamstress Tailor Fitted My Pain, lyricologist.com. Another great website. And it's my birthday. So if you want to wish me happy birthday? That by, you know, hiring me. Cool. All good. Dembo out. Walk in the corner, baby.